Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Tyler Talks Travel Trailers here again. It's this afternoon I got a little freed up and it's cloudy out, so it's not super hot, but it's still hot. So I figured I would do another trailer before I went home. So today we're going to do the Flagstaff E-Pro 20 BHS. E-Pro is my favorite brand. If you know my videos, it's definitely my favorite. So what we're going to do is I'll do some of the basic specs and then we'll come inside right away because I know you like to see the inside. And then I'll do a short tour of the outside to show you kind of the different features and stuff. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so your basic specs on this 20 BHS E-Pro. Your dry weight is 3,652 pounds. You can hold 839 pounds of cargo, which will bring your loaded weight to 4,491 pounds. Your length is 21 feet 2 inches total. Your width is 92 inches. Your exterior height is 10 feet total, including the air conditioner. Your fresh tank is 31 gallons. Your black tank is 27 gallons. Your gray tank is 27 gallons. And your awning is 14 feet. All right, let's jump on the inside. All right, guys, it is super windy out here right now. Usually, if it was this windy, you wouldn't even be able to hear me because I didn't have the microphones. So hopefully now it's coming through a little clearer even with the wind. So let's jump inside of the 20 BHS E-Pro. So right as you walk in, you'll have the bed to the right, and then you have your dinette, and then the kitchen area behind me. So this is a super nice floor plan with tons of windows. So you got window here, this is your emergency exit, and then you have the windshield in the front. I always go over this because people are concerned that the windshield will crack if you're driving down the road and a rock flies up and chips it. But they do make aftermarket covers for it. You just put some magnets on the inside, and then there's a cover that sticks to the window. So there is ways to protect it. Don't let that deter you because the window is awesome and it brings in a lot of light. And why not have it if you can get it? So you can get the aftermarket cover for that. Right here you got a nice 32-inch TV. They're all coming out with smart TVs now, so you got all of your Disney, Netflix, Prime, and stuff like that. And then if it is, let's see, this is a 12-volt TV, so you actually don't need a generator to use it, which is really nice. Dang, that hurt. I just smashed my finger. So it will pull out too, so you could turn it towards wherever you're sitting or the family's sitting. Really nice. You got some storage up here above the bed. Really nice. And then you got this little shelf right here for your phone and things like that where the outlet is. So this outlet's really cool. It goes flush with the countertop, and then you push it and then it comes up. And it does have USB ports and USB-C, you know, because Apple likes to change their phones every 3 years. So yeah, you do got USB-C and USB ports right there. They run off the battery, which is nice. So you don't need to worry about running a generator if you need to charge a phone real quick. So you got some drawers down here. And I love Flagstaff and E-Pro. All of their brands do the same quality of construction. If you notice, these are all real wood. It's not paper wrapped or particle board or anything like that. Flagstaff is high quality trailer. It doesn't matter if you got a classic or an E-Pro. They're all going to be built the same. So you can actually see the wood grain right here. So really good quality. When you buy a trailer like this in our environment over here in New Mexico, it is extremely hot and really dry. So with that paper wrapped cabinetry, you got to imagine what it's going to do. And I will tell you, within a year, it starts to pill, which is not fun. It looks terrible and you're not going to be happy. So really nice wood cabinetry. If we come to the left, as you walk in, you got a dinette. This does have a slide. They actually make one without a slide. So the one without the slide, it'll only be able to sit like 2 people. This one is big enough to actually sit 4. So let me see. So yeah, plenty of room. If I scoot all the way over, still got room for someone else to sit. So the slide does give you a little more room if you've been contemplating if you want the slide or not. let me just tell you, just get it. It's worth it. It doesn't make it too much heavier. Probably makes it about 500 pounds heavier. So if you're not super limited on weight, get the slide because you're able to sit a lot more people. And the slide on ePros are rack and pinion. It's not the cable slide. So I mean, I would prefer rack and pinion versus the cables. So it has a good slide. They got it dialed in. So I get a lot of customers, they're worried about the slide, and they always tell me, they're like, well, I don't want a slide because it's one less thing to worry about. And then a year later, they're back over here trading it in because the wife wants a slide or their significant other wants a slide. So just get the slide right away. It makes a lot more room and it's low stress, I promise. If you come over here to the left, this is your kitchen area. Man, I smashed my finger on that TV. Going to war with these trailers. So here's your stove. You got a 3 top burner. And then the nice backsplash with the knife holder right here. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm still a salesperson, obviously, so I get customers sometimes and I gotta go in between helping customers and making videos all day. It's crazy. So I was right here with the 3 top burner. You got the knife holder, and then if you come down here, it does have an oven. Good size oven. You can put this tray up and higher or lower, however you want, so it will fit a little more room if you put it down here. You got the nice lights on this. This oven and stove has an igniter. Some of them don't. Keep an eye out for that when you're looking around. Some of them you have to light yourself. These have the igniter, which is really nice. We'll check out the sink. Really nice sink. You can fit a plate in here. I say this every time I show the sink. Make sure when you're looking around it can fit a plate, because I've had a lot of customers complain and they don't realize until they're actually out using it. And they're like, dang, this sink sucks. It's really small. You can't even put a plate in it. So you got to think when you're out with the family and it's time to do dishes, how much of a pain it could be. All of these things, like tips that I'm giving you, a lot of times it's just what I'm hearing from customers that trade in a year or two, you know. Customers never know what they're going to use, not use, or what they like or don't like if they've never owned one and actually went out and used it. So I feel like it's nice if I'm able to hear these things and kind of pass them on to you. When you go out and look, you can at least keep an eye out for those little things that potentially are annoying to other people that I hear, and you can make sure that you don't have the same issue on your first trailer. So yeah, that's what kind of why I do that thing to look out for. So up here you got nice cabinets. Oh. Plates and things like that. You got your hood with the fan. Bottle opener. Alright, you got your sponge holder. Another drawer. And then you got another one right down here. So this is a smaller trailer. I mean, it's only 20 feet, so you are a little limited on space, but you can utilize it good if you kind of take the things that you truly need. So nice kitchen area. You got your bed area, did that. You got your table area, which is nice. I did forget to mention that this does also turn into a bed. So you just take this one pull out and then bring it down to here and put the cushions on top. So you could sleep an adult. I'm 5'7" and I fit on it. I also want to point out, did you notice how there is no second pole? I always complain about poles too. When you go look around at trailers, sit down in the dinette and see how annoying the poles are. Sometimes they are not comfy. So what's nice about this table is they put brackets on each side, so that way you still get all of that space for your legs. You don't have the poles in the way. So another little tip when you're looking around, sit in the dinette. Visualize yourself sitting in it and see how it actually feels. Ooh, it's starting to rain. Alright, you got a drawer right here. Really nice. And this is just a dummy door because some of your utilities are in there. Let's see if you can get into this from up here. No, you cannot. Let's see. Yeah, that one's locked. So it's just the drawer. Since I have this up, I do want to point out something with Flagstaff that not all the companies do. Majority of them, probably most of them. If you notice right here, it's all aluminum in there. So underneath this whole dinette is aluminum framed. So On a lot of companies, they'll advertise that their trailer's aluminum framed, but if you don't ask them exactly what's aluminum framed, a lot of times it's just the sidewalls. Flagstaff goes a step further and literally aluminum frames everything you're walking on, sleeping on, sitting on. Even if you don't sit on it, they'll still aluminum frame it. Just really high quality, and it's meant to last. So, for instance, there's your shades right here. And for me to reach it, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to jab my knee into the dinette and pull down on this. And you got to think, you know, heavier people, or over the course of doing it for years and years, the trailers that have wood in here, I've had customers have to bring their trailer in because it cracks. And once that dinette's cracked, it's going to take a long time until it's fixed, you know. So, I mean, I would just prefer the aluminum framing everything, because the last thing you want to do is be on your trip that you planned like a year in advance, and you go to put the shade down and your knee cracks the dinette and you can't even sit on it the whole trip. So sometimes it's good to just pay a little more for a little better quality. And let me tell you, you're going to pay more in the beginning, but in the long run, you're probably going to spend less because you're not having to pay to fix things. And the most important thing is you're not going to be paying with your time. Your time is important, especially with your kids that are growing up. You don't have a lot of time with them. And, you know, if you plan these trips a year in advance and little things like this break, and then you have to get a hotel or something, or the whole trip is messed up because of, you know, the dinette being not aluminum framed or wood. So just a little things to think about. You're not going to be spending just money. You're going to be spending it with your time and taking it to the dealership to be fixed again, or the time it takes for it to sit there and be fixed. Just think about those little things. It might be worth paying a little extra. So here is your fridge. Really nice. This is a 12-volt fridge, so it'll actually run off of the battery and the solar. I do get comments quite frequently like, oh, that thing is going to run a lot of power, it's not going to be efficient enough. I promise you, these things, they're only going to be going to this eventually, so you have to join them. You're not going to be able to get the gas electric unless you special order one. And I'm telling you, you're going to prefer this 12-volt fridge over gas electric. You could drive down the road with it running with no worries. It cools way faster. Like, I just barely plugged this in and it's already feeling a little cooler. You don't have to wait 24 hours for the fridge to cool overnight. This thing will cool a lot faster, and you get a much bigger fridge if you go with the 12-volt. If you come up here, you got your microwave. You got some more cabinets right here. Really nice area for storage. And then it looks like it does have a hanger, so you could remove these if you just need some more areas to put clothes. And then if we come over here to the right, you got nice bunks right here. And they both have their own individual lights that you could turn off and on. Really nice. They are smaller, perfect for kids, or, you know, beggars can't be choosers. If you're buying this to accommodate someone once in a while, this is a lot better than, you know, sleeping in the tent in the rain. It does have the ladder that hooks on right here, so you can get up nice and easily. And then one cool thing about this bunk, it actually has a door right there that you can open, and this bunk folds up this way, so you have all of that as storage. And I'll show you when we go outside if it stops raining. So here you got storage under here, so you can get to it from inside and outside, and you can fit a mountain bike in here. I've done it with a customer before. So all of your bunk beds are aluminum framed as well. All in here is aluminum, it's not just wood. And so I called the rep and I asked him what these can hold. These will actually hold 300 pounds, so more than enough for someone most likely to sleep on that. I guarantee you it's hotter than 99 degrees in here. That's just as high as it goes because I am dripping in sweat already. It's like a sauna. Whew. All right, so we did the bunks. Here's your bathroom. They used to not put a sink in these bathrooms. I think like 2022 is when they would put the sink in the shower, like a weird sink thing right here. And now it's pretty cool. They have this little sink. I think this is a lot better. So you got a nice little sink that folds up, really utilizing that space great. And it just flows right into the gray tank down there. So you just flip this up and it goes into the gray tank. Really cool. I like this sink a lot more. And then you just fold it right up. And then let's check it. It's a Flagstaff. Of course, it's porcelain, good quality. If you come over here, this does have the shower miser. I've explained it before, but I do every tour the same. I explain it. So what the shower miser is, when you go to turn your water on to take a shower and you stick your hand out, you're waiting for the water to get hot. And what you're doing is you're just basically wasting all that water. It just goes straight down into the gray tank. This is if you're dry camping and you're not hooked up to any water. So all you have to do is flip this little switch, and basically what that will do is it'll circulate it through the lines, and then this will change colors, and then you know it's hot, and then you flip that switch again, and then it'll spit the water out. So really cool. The shower miser just really helps you save water when you're dry camping. Nice feature to have. Not everyone wants to be at a campground. You got a nice storage medicine cabinet right here, and then a mirror. Look at that. It is so hot out here. Alright. Nice big max air vent up here. It sucks air out really good, and it does have the rain cover, so you don't need to worry if you could keep that thing open. So yeah, that is the bathroom area. We'll come over here to this control panel. Everything you'll want. So it does have tank heaters. So tank heaters are really important if you like to go camping in the wintertime. And what that does is basically it keeps your tanks from freezing. So all you have to do is click this button and they'll go on automatically at freezing temps, and then they'll go off when you're above freezing temps. So really nice feature. There's two methods to do this. So you can either have the ducted heating where the underbelly is getting heated by keeping your heater running all day, or you can have this. These are 12-volt heat pads that are on the tank. And you got to think, you have solar already on this trailer, which will constantly keep your batteries recharged and will allow your tank heaters to run continuously if you're in cold temperatures. And let me explain why this is also better. Is if you're out for a hike and it's cold out, if you have the other method, you will have to keep your heater running the entire day so you don't have to worry about your tanks freezing. With this method, you just put this switch on, and because it's 12 volts, it's working off the battery, and you're not going to have to waste propane like you would with the other method. So just really nice. You know, if you're driving down through a cold state that's freezing, just put that on and it'll keep it from freezing. I don't think you'd want to go down the road with your heater on. So I would prefer that method. Most people do. Tank heaters are great. You got your basically your water pump, your water heater, your fridge, all that good stuff. This is all you just push buttons, so you don't need to light anything manually. It's just all right here. And you can also monitor your trailer from your phone, your lights and awnings and things like that. Really cool. These walls, I will point this out real quick though. So on a lot of companies, this has Asdel composite on the outside. It just is a lot lighter. It does really well with moisture and things like that. They usually only put it on the outside. On this trailer, they'll do it double layered. They put Asdel on the inside and the outside. Whereas the competition, what they do is they put a Luan, which is like kind of a wood material, and that stuff starts to bend and warp and just nowhere near as good as the Asdel. So the fact that they do that on both sides is very impressive and great for the customer. They also vacuum bond their walls. So there's another method called pinch and roll where they just run it through a press and then they glue the walls together. Well, what happens is sometimes air gets trapped in those walls, and that's when you start getting that rippling effect on trailers on the outside. Like the fiberglass just looks awful after like 5 years, maybe even sooner than that. With E-Pro and Flagstaff, they actually vacuum bond the walls. So they literally suck all the air out of the walls and compress it. This way you don't have to worry about any air bubbles trapped in the walls, and you also don't have to worry about you know, the walls rippling or bubbling, like things you see like that on other fiberglass trailers. So there's a lot of the construction on these ePros, things that you can't see. So just make sure you do good research on what you're buying, because it'll look nice on the outside, but what does it look like on the inside and how they're constructing it. So let's dive in on the outside real quick, and then I think we're done. The outside, let's see how windy it is, see if you can hear me. So it's got the nice steps right here that just fold in right into the doorway. So speaking on the tires, these are Westlake tires. They're really good quality. And they also have the tire monitoring sensor, the TST monitoring system. So there's a sensor around the rim, and then you'll get a monitor in your tow vehicle, and it'll basically alert you before you have a blowout, or mainly if it's your tires are getting too hot or if they're getting low. So really nice feature. And then if you look under here, they actually have Torflex axles. So instead of leaf spring, they're Torflex, which is going to give you a much better ride when you're going down the freeway. And ultimately what that's going to do is help with the frame of the trailer versus your standard leaf spring that will not be as flexible, and it'll hurt the frame of the coach over time. This will help tremendously. So let me put my mic back on. It's so windy that I was holding it. Okay. It does come with that griddle that hooks on right here, the flat top griddle. I've shown it before, and then it just ties right into there. So we got good storage up front. Nice aluminum framing. And then there's the griddle right there. That's the top of it. That's what will hook on out there. So really nice storage. You got the nice slam latches. And then if you come up to the front, it's got the electric tongue jack. It's got the 2 propane tanks and the dual battery box. And then the bike rack. So it'll hold 2 bikes. I did ask yesterday how much the bike rack holds. I think it was like 80 pounds. So it might be pretty hard for like an electric bike, a couple electric bikes. It might be too heavy. But if you come back here, it does have a receiver. So you could put another bike rack here, and this one will actually hold 300 pounds. So no matter what, you'll have an option for your electric bikes to hold them. So that's nice that they do that. You got your black tank flush. So this is how you when you drain your tanks, you just stick your hose to this and turn your water on, and it'll flush out your tank for you, make sure all that debris is gone. You got a ladder to check out your roof. It's a fully walk-on roof because it's aluminum. Everything is aluminum. It's good to get on your roof just so you know that your roof doesn't have any tears. Make sure the solar's good, because once you have a tear, it's easy to fix. It's just once water gets in or anything like that, you are screwed. It's not good, and it's expensive to fix. So here's that little storage area. So you open this door. How cool is that? And let's see if that window opens. It does not open. But yeah, so you open this door, and then you just lift this up, and then you get all of that storage right there. And if you notice, see the aluminum framing under the bunk? Really nice. Just really good quality trailer. I promise you, you cannot beat a Flagstaff. Price point, quality, everything. You just got your jacks, and then your drains are all right here. So you got your gray, which is the thinner one, and obviously the gray handle, and then you got your black tank, which is the thicker one, and the black handle. You'll drain it with the black first and then the gray second. You come over here, there's your slide. One thing I always like people to do when they're out looking for trailers is go push on the slides. I'm telling you, when you go and look at trailers, you will be able to push the slides in. This is solid. You're not doing nothing with this. So when you look around, make sure you're getting what you want. I mean, there's a lot of trailers where you could push on the slide, but it's just about, you know, what you want to spend and the quality you want. So keep an eye out for that. Ooh, it's windy. I'm hoping this is coming through. You come to the front. This is where your plug is going to be for the power. It's in the front. Your potable water's in the front. So you'll fill it until it starts to bubble right here, and you'll know your tank's full. That's for dry camping if you're not plugged into utilities. and this is where a sprayer is. So you got hot and cold water, and then just basically your city water, cable, all those utilities, and then your docking lights. And then you got your water heater right there. So I've done a lot of these ePros. They're so nice. This is what I'll buy. My dream setup is probably, it'll definitely be an ePro. I can't decide which floor plan I'd want. Let's put you down real quick. Yeah, so my dream setup would be a Tacoma. Yeah, Tacoma and an ePro. It just looks so nice. Awesome, guys. So yeah, hopefully you could hear me okay with the wind the way it is outside. I just did this quick tour just to give you an idea of another ePro. It is a 24, so I will be mixing in some 24s with the 25s we're getting in, and kind of explain the differences of what you're getting in the 25 versus the 24. So it'll be good for you too to see if it's worth spending that little extra money for the new year model. I'll leave a link for the one I did today. You got to check the one out. It has a patio in the back. It is so cool. It has another special thing in it that I show you, which is cool. And then I also did a 2025 ePro, and I'll put that at the end of this video as well. You could check that out. I'm going to do all the ePros. I think I've done a majority of them. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys liking, subscribing. My page is growing really fast, and it's exciting. I enjoy doing these videos for you guys. Hopefully you're getting some sort of information to help you make a better decision. I've been selling these for 7 years. But being on camera was a big hurdle to get over because, you know, I don't like hearing my voice or seeing myself on camera. So I appreciate the positive comments. It's keeping me going. So stay tuned for another one. I'm going to upload one tomorrow. You guys have a good evening. We'll see you.